I'm rising up from the ground, from the bottom. Can't hold me down, hold me down. I'm rising up from the ground, from the bottom. Can't hold me down, hold me down, hold me down. All my wolves begin to howl, wake me up, the time is now. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming. Fire things that turn me on, drag my dark into the dawn. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming. There's a revolution coming. There's a revolution coming. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President of Starkey Hearing Technologies, Brandon Sawalich.
How are we doing? Good morning, Starkey. Are you ready? We got this? We're here because of you. You made this possible. We should start every Monday morning like this, don't you think? Coffee, free donuts, 6 below. We had the intention of doing this outside to celebrate, but you know what? Weather didn't cooperate. It's great. We're opening the brand new Austin Theater that we've remodeled. Looks great. Because over the coming decade, we're going to be bringing a lot of hearing professionals through here and educating them not only on Starkey, but better hearing. Better hearing that you're working on. Because you guys don't worry about me. I won't do the dramatic pauses. You just clap whenever the heck you want, okay? I want to thank everybody and welcome everybody that's here. But it's not just the people in this room. If you had a wide shot, there's a lot of great talent, great attitudes. But we're also streaming around the world to Starkey facilities, all 27 facilities. I want to thank them. We also want to welcome our customers that are not only here with us, we have some joining us today on this great event, but also watching on Facebook. And without you, we can't do what we do. So thank you very much for your business. So we're ready. We're ready. This is the next generation of better hearing. What started on August 27th, we changed the conversation. We started with what we could do with Livio AI and became a reality. Mr. Austin had a vision. He's had a vision on what hearing aids can do and hearing devices, and really talks about them as personal communication devices for several decades. And now with the talent and where technology is, we're making that vision a reality. And we've done this. This today is because of you. This is a celebration of the team. Not only do we have superior sound quality, we put artificial intelligence, real artificial intelligence, not just marketing terms, but artificial intelligence in our product, integrated sensors, activity tracking, and yes, it translates in 27 languages. Now, that was August 27th. Wait till you get a load of what we've done February 25th. Because we continue to be second to none in making a hearing aid a multifunction device. We know better hearing. Today is about that advancement, and it's made possible by you, the people of Starkey. Because we talk about hear better, live better. We firmly believe that for one to hear better, they will live better. If they live better, they must hear better. Hearing health and wellness. And what I tell people all the time is this isn't our mantra. It's our core belief. We talk about it, but it's not a tagline. It's not a slogan. We're in the business of helping people. We're in the business of helping people hear better, and hearing is very personal, right? And we're about helping, and nobody wants to be sold a hearing aid. We're in the business of helping. So we have professionals, our customers, customers that are here. We believe that hearing care is best suited and fit through those of the hearing professional because it's about that selection, that service, and care. It is not a do-it-yourself process. Go at it alone. Let me figure it out. We train our customers to help people. And you can't train people to care. And at Starkey and what we're doing with this technology, we're aligning with that philosophy with the technology we're bringing out. And we're doing what we said we are going to do. We are walking our talk. We are leading with our heart. And what's been great... What's been great about Liveo is we've also changed the conversation, right? The stigma of hearing aids. It's a hearing aid. What's the first thing you think of? Well, we're changing that because we talk about communication devices. We talk about healthables, and what we can do. Others are taking notice, not just inside our industry, but Liveo, over the last 6 months, since August 27th, Liveo is an award-winning product. Not only has it helped people hear better, but others in the business community outside of Starkey in the hearing industry have recognized that this isn't the same hearing aid or same technology. This is a product that all of you should be proud of because it takes a team to do this. Not 1 or 5 people or 10 people. All 6,000 employees working together as a team delivered on a promise. And I'll say, this isn't us talking about us. We've gotten the attention over the last 6 months of a lot of media and articles and interviews and people wanting to learn about hearing health innovation. Because there's a stigma out there and a mindset that hearing aids haven't evolved. There's not an innovation. Hearing aid doesn't mean that I'm old. We're not focusing on that. We're focusing on people living better lives. So we went from talking within our industry to talking and educating to a lot of people outside of our industry. And we look at who we've been talking to, we're making the impossible possible. We're bringing complex, caring technology to patients around the world. And when I know that my son loves wearing his hearing aid every day to work, even though he doesn't need a hearing aid because he loves the functionality of it, we're making hearing aids cool. And we're innovative. So we're thinking about new, we're thinking about the possible, we're thinking about being bold. We focus on the ability, we don't focus on the disability. We focus on hearing gain, not hearing loss. We're focusing on what we can do. What are the solutions? Anybody can tell you what's wrong with something. We're doing it, right? So from August 27th to February 25th, are you ready for what's next? Let me hear you. August 27th was the first step. This is the next step, the next generation. Welcome to the evolution of the hearing revolution. Everybody in this room, everybody on campus that's watching, everybody from Starkey and the Starkey family around the world made this happen. And today, to tell you more about it, you know, the gentleman that I have a pleasure working with day in and day out, and I've just enjoyed immensely over the last 18 months. Let's give a big welcome, round of applause, make some noise for our Chief Technology Officer and Executive Vice President of Engineering, Dr. Achin Bhowmick.
Wow. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Hello, Starkey. What an exciting day for us, for all of us here and around the world, for our customers and our patients. We are thrilled. We are energized as we create the future for the hearing aid industry. As the great Abraham Lincoln said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. So we create that future for the hearing aids. What do you say? So as Brandon took a look back, August 27, we introduced to the world Livio AI, the world's first hearing aid ever with built-in sensors and AI that took the hearing aid to a new level, with capabilities that were never seen in the hearing industry before. And accolades, as Brandon said, were all from all over the place. There were a lot of articles, numerous articles. I am just showing you a few. A hearing aid does all that, tracks your physical activity, measures your cognitive activity, translates languages. Give me a break. So a lot of people were extremely excited. And most of the touching comments and inputs actually came from our patients and our customers. And I would like to just share a small snippets of that. Most gain without feedback ever of any product. Very impressed with the translation feature. Who's not? Yeah. Next, the clarity is unreal. I feel like a little kid who just heard for the first time. It's amazing. Just one more. Not only enhance hearing, but also health. A new conversation about hearing aids. What do you think about that? So I'm often asked, what did it take? What was the secret? How did we build these awesome products in such a short time? So I thought I would reveal some secrets today. Took three things in my view. Number one is the bold and inspiring vision, the grand vision that lifts us all, and it challenges us to do more, to accomplish more, help people live longer, be healthier, and perform to tasks better. Those are Mr. Austin's words, and Mrs. Austin's call to get to the heart through the ear. I do not know another mission that could be more grand or fulfilling than this. Number two, advanced and cutting-edge technologies. Sensors and artificial intelligence, the same technologies that are disrupting devices around us in other industries. And we get to integrate those technologies in a hearing aid, sensors and AI, which enable our hearing aids to sense, process, act, and learn like us, the humans. Number three, and the most important in my view, is the best team on the planet. Yes, that's all of you here in the room, in the campuses around the world, 6,000 people that Brandon thanked, who worked tirelessly and relentlessly to bring the revolution in the hearing aid industry. But today, we go a step further. In fact, we take multiple strides forward. Let me just get into what we are launching and introducing today. If you thought on August 27 we changed the hearing aid industry, let's go through what we are bringing to market today. Number one, first and foremost, because I'm going to cover a lot of things. They're going to sound groundbreaking. But first and foremost, our best sounding hearing aid ever, just got even better. So let me show you the products. Yes, rechargeable Livio AI. Livio AI goes rechargeable. And in fact, it's the world's smallest 2.4 gigahertz lithium-ion rechargeable hearing aid. How about that? To talk about sound quality, we already set a high bar with last generation of Livio AI. Now, we're taking it multiple steps forward with enhanced feedback cancellation algorithms, enhanced compression algorithms, transient noise reduction, and yes, even better streaming sound quality when you're pairing it with a phone. We have best-in-class product going out into the market. And that carrying case that you're seeing there contains 3 full charges, in case you want to go out, on top of 24 hours of battery life from a single charge on the device. And talking about innovation, people with rechargeable hearing aids, as much as they love that, they might sometimes get anxious. Did I forget to charge the device last night? What if I run out of charge? It's my life-saving device. I cannot live without it. So we are very proud to introduce the Mini Turbocharger. So I would like to show the product to you, the Mini Turbocharger, or you keep it. Well, that's my phone. So Mini should be in the mini pocket, right? So you wonder what's the purpose of this pocket here for jeans. So that little device, with just under 7 minutes of charge, 7 minutes, you get 3.5 hours of operation for your hearing aids. Is that disruption or what? And our ZynCare family that we introduced last fall gets upgraded with the awesome capabilities and sound quality that I'm going to talk about. And yes, talking about small hearing aids, the MicroRig, Livio MicroRig. Actually, I'm wearing one. I'm sure it was so small that you couldn't see it. How beautiful is this product? So at less than, let me just tell you the numbers, less than 1.16 cubic centimeter. It's 28% smaller than Livio AI rechargeable, which is already the world's smallest lithium-ion rechargeable device, talking about small hearing aids with awesome sound quality. What else getting smaller? We're also proud to introduce our new mini remote mic, which is an astounding 45% smaller than the last generation. And of course, the application, the app. We have enhanced connectivity, much better user experience, and interface with the app. So that's all about the hearing aid. It's the best-in-class hearing aid with the best bar-none sound quality. So let me switch over and go beyond amplifying sound and streaming sound. With embedded sensors and artificial intelligence algorithms, Livio AI is the only hearing aid in the world that's got the ability to measure your physical activities as you go about your daily lives. And not just that, it does something that no other fitness trackers can do. Based on machine learning and artificial intelligence of your acoustic environment, it also measures your cognitive activity. As you know, it's not just about the body, it's about the brain, right? And we do not rest on our laurels. For the first time ever, a hearing aid that can also measure your heart health. So I think the best way to appreciate these amazing, amazing features and capabilities is to see some live demos. What do you say? Yeah. So let me invite on stage our Chief Innovation Officer, Dr. Dave Fabry. Dave.
How you doing?
You ready? Should we show them some demos?
Yes.
So as Dave is setting up, think about, I always talked about the idea of tracking your health. It's not about the cool technology. It's about what it enables the people to do. When you track your health, you want to get healthier. It's the concept of quantified self. When you know where you are and what the bar you set, you get better. So Dave, let's walk through the
Let's set the bar.
demos.
All right. So what you're seeing is a live feed of my my phone and my hearing aids. And so as Achin said, we've had the feature with physical activity being tracked with sensors embedded directly in the hearing instruments. And we're measuring 3 things that are really with a purpose behind this, because we know that people who have cardiovascular disease are at risk, elevated risk for hearing loss. And so what we're wanting to do is track 3 things that promote good cardiovascular health, help prevent obesity, which is also tied with hearing loss, and also to promote musculoskeletal health. In this case, in the aging population, just simply getting up and moving around every hour is a good thing to make sure that your joints and your bones stay healthy. So we're tracking each of those, and we're providing a score that goes from 0 to 100 each day to ensure that people are motivated to wear their hearing aids in the aim of really hear better and live better overall, and tying this to an important health condition related to cardiovascular disease.
So we call that the body score.
The body score.
Thrive app.
And then the second part, as Achin said, that hasn't been available anywhere from anything, hearing aid or otherwise, our cognitive monitoring ability. And what we're doing with this is tying into the literature that shows that if people wear their hearing aids more and they have a hearing loss, they will benefit to a greater degree. Think of your ears as sensors that feed the brain. The brain is really where hearing occurs. And what we're encouraging people to do is to wear their hearing aids 12 or more hours every day. And we're giving them a score for every minute that they're wearing their devices throughout the day. But the second piece is we don't want them just wearing their hearing aids. We want them to engage in conversation with other humans. So as Achin said, we're using machine learning and AI to monitor every listening environment that they're in, to ensure and measure when speech is present versus noise versus when it's quiet. And we're also giving them points on this cognitive side for the amount of time that they're engaged in conversation with other humans. The third element of the cognitive score. Oh.
And as you are discussing just to reflect on this, we're not just figuring out whether people are using the hearing aids or not, which
Correct.
is already amazing metric for their cognitive fitness and health, but we're also able to use machine learning to classify what is it they're listening to. That's quite amazing.
Correct.
It's human capability brought into hearing aids.
Exactly. Every minute of every day, it's being monitored and classified so that not only are the hearing aids only incorporating the features that are needed in the environment that they're in, that is, the directional microphones are not on when it's noisy, it's also monitoring for that score on the engagement piece to measure and promote them to engage with other human beings. And the third element is what we're calling active listening, and that's really looking at the complexity and the diversity of acoustic environments that they're in. Are they in quiet and noisy and reverberant environments? Basically, we're encouraging people to wear their hearing aids everywhere they go. And in so doing, those 3 elements of the cognitive function will ensure that they're benefiting to the greatest degree from their hearing aids, enabling them to hear better and live better.
Right? Okay, great. So now, as Dave sets up the demo for the next one, there's something about this new wave of heart health monitoring. You see stories on newspapers every day when somebody's life was saved, when they got alerted by their Fitbit or their Apple Watch that they had sudden elevation in their heart rate or something abnormal, and then they had to be rushed to the hospital, right? So why should that function require an external additional device to wear when you have world's best hearing aids in your ear?
And indeed,
So let's see, where is Dave's heart rate right now?
as you can see, Livio AI gets my heart racing.
So by the way,
I didn't need a workout this morning.
so from what I understand though, you're not at a risk and we do not need to rush you to the hospital.
No, I'm good. Yes. Earlier this morning, I had a 150 heart rate when I was exercising. But now I'm almost there again, just with the excitement of being with all of you. In addition to monitoring the heart rate continuously, we can also incorporate heart rate recovery, which is a means of also assessing cardiovascular health. Basically, what this measure done is has been used by cardiologists for years to measure the exertion when you're at exercise levels. In my case, earlier today, I was at 150. And then for 2 minutes after I stop exercising, that recovery that occurs in your heart rate over the 2-minute time period tells a lot about your cardiovascular fitness. In this case, the subtraction between the two from 150 to 119 left me with a heart rate recovery measurement of 31. This will provide, again, important indications of overall cardiovascular health, again, with a meaning behind this, because we know that in individuals with hearing loss and cardiovascular disease, the best way to promote this, to hear better, live better, is to monitor this directly in the hearing aids without the need for any external device. Isn't that cool?
Isn't that a giant step for hearing aids? Thank you, Dave. So that brings me to fall detection and alert. When we introduced this feature in a limited quantity last year, the accolades were enormous, and it makes sense. Because if you remember the statistics, according to National Council on Aging, every 11 seconds, an older adult is being treated in the emergency room for a fall-related injury. More shocking, every 19 minutes, one of them is dying from a fall-related injury. So it's a massive problem. And the way it's even more relevant to our industry, our patients, according to CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, people with mild hearing loss, forget severe, profound hearing loss, just a mild hearing loss, have 3 times likelihood of falling down and hurting themselves. It's a big problem for our patients. So with that, today, I'm extremely proud to announce that fall detection and alert now is a standard feature in all Livio AI devices. And in order to show a demo of this, I obviously don't want Dave to fall down and hurt himself. So Dave, is there a way to show this demo?
There is a way to show
without falling down?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I think, to stress again this point, this is technology with a purpose. We believe that this technology, that it is not an exaggeration to say that this technology will save lives. And the issue is, when we polled the consumers that were likely to use this, the hearing aid users, what they wanted was to be able to alert their caregivers or their loved ones. So I've alerted my caregivers and my loved ones here in the form of Chris McCormick and Achin Bhowmick. And I've also included myself to alert this case so that I can show you on the demo exactly what happens. And rather than have me risk breaking my hip on stage here today, I'll also indicate another feature of this. It will automatically indicate if I fell and send out an alert to Chris and Achin and to myself. But in this case, I can also use a manual alert, which I'm going to initiate right now. Notice that what I also have is the opportunity to cancel an alert if I tripped or if I no longer need help. But now I can go ahead and expedite that and say, send the alert to those individuals that are on this contact list.
Yep.
And in a moment, they will receive that alert. And when they respond to that, I also get a notification.
Yep.
And I'll go ahead and show, it just said here on my list, it said a fall alert was received. And so I'll go ahead and I'll open it, and because of HIPAA and GDPR, we're a Class 2 medical device after all. In this case, what we need to do is confirm that I am who I say I am. So I'm going to re-enter my cell phone number, and notice I've still kept my Miami area code. It's the only thing that keeps me warm in the winter here. I'll go ahead and submit that. It says now that an alert was received, and the beauty of this is that in addition to notifying that I had a fall, it shows me where I fell.
And obviously that's more relevant to us. So as Dave initiated the fall alert, it came to me, and I'm sure it came to Chris McCormick as well on my Apple Watch too. And we not only know Dave fell, we know where to go to rescue him or not. Wow. So what do you think of the feature?
This technology is going to save lives.
So let me now switch over. As Brandon said, we are bringing hearing aids to the 21st century and making it cool again. In fact, we are giving it some capabilities that no other device has, because those devices are not worn 24 hours or all your waking hours. So we have already introduced last year Translate. You saw just so much excitement there about a device in your ear that translates 27 languages. You don't speak the foreign language wherever you are in France, China. No worries, you got your Livio AI to take care of it. But today, we use the most advanced artificial intelligence engines to go where no hearing aid has ever gone before. And that is real-time live voice-to-text transcription. Just think about this. Thank you. For severely hearing impaired people who have extreme difficulty in understanding speech because they lost those higher frequencies where the consonants are. So even though they are getting amplified sound through all of the other hearing aids, they still have difficulty in understanding what it is that you're saying. So for the first time, the live conversation will be transcribed on your screen. So just as the sound is getting amplified, according to your hearing loss and being spoken through the Livio AI device, you're also seeing live transcription of that on your screen. It will significantly improve the speech intelligibility of our hearing impaired population. And before we show the demo of that, yes, the future is here. Yes. And that is Thrive Assistant. It's simply the world of information available at your fingertip, delivered in your ear. All you have to do is reach out and gently tap your ears and go ahead and ask a question. And you hear the answer to that question privately, spoken through Livio AI in your ear. Isn't that awesome? So let's switch over to Dave and show some demos.
All right.
You have already shown demos of
transcription first.
Sure.
So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll say, and I would just say this transcription feature goes much further even than for those with hearing loss. I think hearing aid users really often in the aging population have arthritis or neuropathy and manual dexterity issues. And so instead of having to type in or text in manually into this, they can talk it. And I think we're replacing that front end of whether it's a mouse or a finger and replacing that with the voice. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that once and say, are you ready for the evolution of the hearing revolution with Livio AI? Question mark.
What do you think of that?
Now, I'll go ahead and I can automatically just post this to Facebook. And I just posted that message. If you like it, go ahead and like it.
So let's just ponder over that, what you just saw. Let's just ponder over that for a second. There is 250 million devices now shipping every year that people are talking to. People are talking to the devices. And those devices with AI are able to understand what they're saying. 250 million of devices. Hearing aids, they were limited to bringing in sound, cleaning it up, and helping people hear better, which is definitely job number one. But for the first time, we're tapping into the most advanced artificial intelligence to understand your intention. And now I'd like Dave to show you a demo of that.
That tap feature that we have talked about just now, I can just go, what's the temperature outside? So what'd you say it was earlier, Brandon, when we started?
6 below.
6 below. It's warmed up to 3 below. And what she told me in my ear was that it's 3 degrees right now, and it's going to be a low of
So should we take this outside then?
Let's go outside. But also, as Achin said, the artificial intelligence will automatically triage. So if I tap again, how do I turn the volume up on my hearing aids? What it'll say, it's saying in my ear, and it's showing the user's manual. We've taken the user's manual from a separate piece of paper and put it directly in the app to improve that ease of use and functionality, so that any question that I can ask about the operation of my hearing aids will display automatically within the app. How about that?
So no, it is not just another assistant application on your phone. Starkey's AI is able to understand your intention. Are you asking it a question that's related to your hearing aids or the Thrive app, Livio AI or Thrive app? We shall provide those answers. If it's a general question, it goes to the cloud and brings you the answer. There is no other assistant that can do that. So Thrive Assistant, game changer for hearing aid industry. So we talked about some amazing features and capabilities. But is that all? Dave, is that
anything
all?
else?
Is there one more thing?
Maybe one more thing.
After all, we're talking about a smart hearing aid.
Smart hearing aid, best sounding, best performing hearing aid that we've ever introduced. We talked about the gateway to health and wellness. We talked about the gateway of information. But now, for the first time, we're introducing the world's first dashboard, if you will, built directly into the app that enables individuals to automatically and instantly assess whether their hearing aids are performing as they should be. Every day, every time they simply press Run Diagnostics, it'll test out to see whether the microphones, the speakers, the circuitry, and even in my case, the heart rate monitor, whether it's working properly. And it's always at their fingertips, always at their control. And this will help make the clinical process more efficient for both the end user, for the patient, and the provider, because it'll help determine whether or not they need to come in for a hearing test or an adjustment on their devices, or whether it's something that requires a repair of the devices, which, as you can see, all systems are go here right now.
So what do you think of smartness of a hearing aid? So with that, today marks a disruption of the hearing aid industry. World's best sounding hearing aid just got better. We stepped up to turn the device with embedded sensors and artificial intelligence to become a monitor for your health, your physical activities, your cognitive activities, and yes, for the first time, your heart health monitoring as well. And we are using artificial intelligence to turn this device into the Jarvis in your ear. It understands your commands, questions, answers it. It helps you transcribe speech. And the device, just like if you have a pain in the foot, the device knows its microphone's not doing well. So welcome to the disruption of the hearing industry. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you, sir. What do you think? Yes? Who thought hearing aids could be so cool? That's why when people ask me, what do you do? I was like, I'm in the hearing aid business. We bring great technology to people. We're changing lives. As Dave said, think about where we're at, but also where we're going. And one thing I learned is I got to get on. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing that I'm not on Dave's fall alert. McCormick got above me, but that's great. So guess what? Livio AI is available this week in North America, the next generation, and it's coming around the world over the next 2 months. So you're not being left out. We're going global, folks. We're bringing better hearing to the world. So if you think about where we're at, and for those of you watching us, I firmly believe that we're coming into the golden age of hearing technology. We are making hearing aids, going beyond hearing aids, hearing devices, brain assistants, go down the list of what it can do. Starkey's leading the way, second to none. You're seeing what we can do. Not only are we talking about healthful features and how we're helping people live better, but it's the best sounding hearing aid in the world. So we're about connecting people with people. Hearing is our concern. Together, we can change the world. Join us. Thank you.